Alright, welcome back to what is actually session 20. I forgot to update the opening video today. Everybody apologize for that. It's session 20 of Into the Unknown with GM Jeremy. Take it away.
Hello all. We're all awake and ready to go. Dry and ready for the morning or afternoon, evening, however it is. For some of our friends here. But we're in the zombie chapter. We're gonna have fun with undead here in the ruins of the old new city. Last session, our adventurers had found some magical items hidden underneath the floorboard of this large farmhouse. After examining them and finding them all cursed, they set them aside and said, oh well, we'll deal with that later. Shortly after, Banthor got a eerie sensation and led the group outside. Kill, they say. As the adventurers stand on the cliff's edge, they gaze down at the ruined chapel. It's a crumbling spire. Its crumbling spire and walls overgrown with vines and moss. The once sacred structure now lays in disarray, its stones cracked and worn by time and weather. You'll notice below a group of skeletons busily scavenging through the rubble, their bony fingers scraping against the stones. They move with stiff, jerky gants, and their empty eye sockets fixed on the ground, searching for something. The skeletons seem to be working together, their movements orchestrated by some unseen force. Despite their efforts, the skeletons appear clumsy and inept. Their attempts at excavation are hindered by their lack of coordination with each other. They stumble and stagger, their bony limbs clattering against the stones as they struggle to move the debris. The adventurers can see that the skeletons are searching for something specific, but they are inept, suggesting that they may not be of one mind. The scene is both eerie and comical, as the undead creatures struggle to achieve their goal by moving rubble from one place to another and back again. If you stand there long enough, you'll see a skeleton moving a large boulder out of the way, and another skeleton coming back and moving that boulder back into the chapel. And that same skeleton that moved it at first goes and helps him move it back into the chapel. They move rubble from pile to pile, not really getting much leeway in any particular area. Though sometimes the rubble will break down and fall into smaller pieces. So in some fashion, they are getting the big pieces out of the way. The cliffs has a 25-foot drop, and the chapel is some 80 feet or so from the cliff's edge down below you. You will also notice about a half a mile or more the beginning of the outskirts of the town itself, which spans some mile or so in width, depending on exactly what area you're looking at. You can see multiple districts of interest. The closest district to you seems to be a residential, possible slum or farmers district, cheap housing, rubbled, not much left. not many large buildings, mostly just rubble on this side. But as you pan left or right, you can see larger buildings and different districts. Some merchant or larger residential areas. And in the far distance, closer into the middle of the town, city, you see the three large structures: the state house, a proper temple, and a large manor house sitting on a hill. What would you like to do? And yes, they are in Eldridge Range Blast.
Well, it's just. So it's what time of day?
It's getting on late afternoon.
All right.
Perhaps we should leave these be. They're pretty occupied with their work, whatever it is. If we can sneak past them and not alert any other creatures that we're here. And then again, if we run into trouble in the middle of the town, these would certainly be in our way to get out.
Yeah, from here to town, there's really not much. There's a few small structures, houses, mostly in ruins. So kind of open area, fields and some trees. So moving from here to the town proper, daylight, you're going to be pretty exposed and such. That being said, there is a bridge that's been crumbled that leads, that's near the windmill here. That does lead down, but has been destroyed. So getting down from here is either a long walk or use of some other tool. There's a couple trees that you could jump into if you could make the distance.
What about this here?
That could be used. That is a large moving crate that is leaning against the cliff face there. So that would be like a 15-foot drop because it stands about 10 feet.
A good anchor point to attach a rope.
Yeah, there's a tree there and some fence post.
I think the tree's the better choice.
Oh, come on.
Not subtle enough.
Yeah, I know.
I sure would be looking at these undead, seeing them working. It'd be, we could leave them alone and keep exploring, but it's odd seeing these things working. They're obviously looking for something, and undead like this aren't smart enough to do things on their own. So, where there are puppets, the puppet master must be somewhere close by.
So then, do we alert the puppet master that we're here by taking out these? Or try to avoid his gaze?
I'll look back at the bear and say, we might have already alerted him.
That's true.
Perhaps not.
You say that, and you notice that there's a hole in the windmill where there's a lot of gore in and out, and a nasty, rotting smell comes wafting through the hole towards you.
The ones we've killed already were typical zombies, and while that, if my knowledge is correct here, that would require a necromancer or some other stagnant spell or curse on the land to cause the zombies to come up. That doesn't necessarily mean they're always under control. Whereas the skeletons, on the other hand, would require some amount of control by an active necromancer. There's nothing left there to drive basic instincts. The zombies, as far as I could tell, were just operating on basic instinct when they attacked us.
Well, they could have had the basic command of just attack any who came within their sight, just as those are having the simple command of clearing the rubble, it seems.
Off in the distance, you do see in between you and the town proper some zombie or undead creatures kind of mulling about. Not much, but say 10 or so, in between you and the town, which is not much. There's what I'm trying to say is there's a few zombies or whatever out there, but there's not like a lot in between you and town. But you do kind of notice that there's just mulling about. From you notice the movement. At first you didn't really recognize it, but now you kind of see the ants moving around a little bit. So anything between here and there, you might run into something. If you took your time and trying to get to town, hiding and moving about, you could easily get past these few zombies or undead creatures. But generally speaking, skeletons are more intelligent and can work together if given commands. Zombies are more thug-like creatures that can be given, small, easy commands, attack, stand guard, kind of things like that. So these skeletons working together isn't unusual. The skeletons that you ran into here at the windmill working with working with the bear, didn't seem to have a directive purpose, like you said, more acting on instinct, where these are kind of, working, like you say, in an objective. So there would be someone or something, that has given them a command or is commanding them.
And we could avoid these and continue exploring the outer areas before heading inward. But it does have me curious of what they are seeking by clearing this rubble.
If we try to avoid conflict, it's going to be, I won't say it's impossible, but it would be very difficult to avoid it. And any conflict we avoid on the way in, if something goes wrong while we're in town, all the conflict we avoided on the way in will become obstacles on the way out, especially if we're trying to get out fast. I'm not against trying to sneak it all around, but it does put us at greater risk trying to sneak in for our journey out, especially if something goes wrong.
We do have a vantage point from here. Most of us have ranged abilities. And not so necessarily that if we do attack them, that whoever's pulling the strings would be immediately alerted. What do you say, Necra? You've been quiet.
Yeah. Get over here. Alright, so looking down the cliff face, it's not that terribly high up, really. And yeah, I want to just jump down and
Necro's ready to
like, wait
freaking do the Assassin's Creed dive. Let's go.
Yeah.
Right.
What are you doing, Nectar? You jumping?
No, not yet. But
Alright.
wait till
Yeah,
wait
she's
till
prepared.
sunset proper, or it gets dark, and then just clean out the mess.
Is that what you tell us, or is that just your inner monologue?
Oh, that's what I say. Yes. Since apparently I'm invisible to dark vision in darkness, so
It would give most of us, assuming Necro says this out loud, it would give some of us, well, more of an advantage to hit them at nightfall from range.
Mhm.
I'm not against it. What do the rest of you think?
Might as well just go ahead and do it. I have a feeling we'll end up encountering them one way or the other. Most of our adventures seem to go that direction at this point.
I say we take them out.
Right. At least if we take them out from here, we won't have to worry about them closing in on us like the bear was about to do before Necro made that amazing shot.
yeah, and I don't think I'm going to be replicating that very quickly.
Is that a crit?
Oh, no, don't doubt yourself yet.
Yeah, we didn't see that coming at all. So,
Is that
at least
a
I
crit?
didn't.
Yes,
So,
it is.
Kellum, it looks like you're inside the windmill.
Yes, I am.
All right. So, Kellum, you go through the small hole that has been, well, small is kind of relative, I guess. It's not as big as a door, but it's big enough for a bear it seems to go through. You see tufts of hair from the bear and from other creatures. When you enter the windmill itself, you'll need to roll a... give me a second. What is it? Okay. I think it's Constitution, but give me a moment.
Uh-oh.
I'm not too bad on Constitution right now.
Yeah, Constitution saving throw.
All right. Oh, is it not connected? Nope. Apparently my D&D Beyond is not connected. Hold on. Roll. Okay. We have to do it manually, and I'll figure out what's wrong with the connection in a little bit. Not 2d20. 1d20. And it's going to be +4. Oh my goodness. Critical failure. Or 5, whichever one.
Okay. So you immediately start to retch and throw up, and your eyes are, and your nose is this mucus and everything is coming out. You are poisoned, and you have the poisoned effect until you leave this area.
Okay. What area being the windmill?
Correct.
I'll
So
immediately step out.
a poison creature has disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks. While you were in there for the before you started retching, you did notice there were other carcasses of different animals there. But then you got out of the place, out of the
Yep.
windmill.
Yep. As
Okay.
soon as it was like, this is being insiders depilating me, I
Yeah.
stepped out.
Okay.
My other rolls are working, but it's just I don't know why. Just the saving throws are not rolling at all, even in D&D Beyond.
Yeah, and unarmed strike seems to be also not doing. Also, seems to insist on rolling a second die for just about every freaking thing.
Well, that's not happening to me. Okay. Well,
Yeah. See, I guess seeing him move over to the windmill and then start be like retching and backing away. Like, Kellen, what's wrong?
it is the most horrendous smell that I have ever smelled. I mean, I've looked things, whatever was killing things, and the carcasses in there, they've been sitting there for a long time. There's no respect for nature inside of that windmill.
Yeah. To make that a place, a safe haven or a resting place would take a lot of work.
A good thing we chose the house and not the windmill.
Yeah. Do you think it's worth actually exploring? Like, seeing if there's anything besides those carcasses?
Perhaps if you're able to steel yourself from the smell, it's just extremely overpowering.
Okay, so without sticking my head in, look at what's actually in there.
Like, can we just look through before getting close enough?
Right. So, looking in, you will see large piles of carcasses, cows, deer, some humanoid carcasses, in different states of decay and such. So it seems the bear would go out and hunt and bring it back and eat on it and then leave it there.
Is there anything noticeable other than these carcasses? Like,
No, the floor is riddled with just different piles, and so there's, from your vantage point, there's nothing, interesting in here. There's tools that are on the wall, bags that have gone rotted, boxes that have decayed and fallen in. But nothing that looks interesting or in a solid state or unbroken state. It does seem like there was some kind of explosion here.
Okay.
But that was long ago. But there's piles of carcasses, mostly of cows and some deer, and some humanoid creatures.
Okay.
And it's really kind of hard to get close to the entrance without, needing to roll a Constitution saving throw.
I'll give it a shot. She's gonna try to approach with hand kind of her sleeve over her nose, and I'll give it a shot. Let's see, con save.
16?
16.
Okay. You're barely able to withstand the stench as you put your head inside. At a few moments, you catch yourself almost throwing up. Your nose waters and drips mucus, and you can feel your eyes watering a little bit.
Okay. Do I see anything else now that I'm stick my head in?
What kind of vision do you have?
Double sight.
Oh, okay. All right. So with your devil sight, you're able to peer into the darkness. There is very little light that shines in here. You can notice some holes in the roof, which has seemed to withstand the test of time and an explosion of some sort. The guts of the windmill have been destroyed by this explosion and lay scattered about the floor, covered with carcasses of dead animals, cows, deer, and some humanoid creatures. From your vantage point, you can't tell what the humanoid creatures are. You would have to go in deeper and such. You do give me a perception check.
Alright. Perception. And I'm gonna use guidance because I'm focusing on this.
Mm-hmm.
Because I have a straight 0 on guidance.
Yeah.
So.
Alrighty. With your
Jeez. With my 5 total.
with your passive perception of 10, you notice that there are some bones and such protruding out of the piles of carcasses. So tread carefully.
Okay. She'll look back at the others and kind of give a slight nod, and then push inside.
Yeah.
She's gonna try to go inside. She's curious about the humanoids, so she wants to see what those are.
Seeing Ashura step on in like that, Kellum's just going to turn back, lean on the fence, carefully lean on the fence, and observe the skeletons. And observe the skeletons down below, just keeping a vigil on them.
Gotcha. As soon as you start to lean on the fence, it crumbles away and falls to the ground.
I'll go lean on the tree.
You were grateful to the tree that you didn't lean on it heavily. As you say a silent prayer, you walk over to the tree, lean back on it, and start observing the skeletons.
Okay.
Banthor or Necra, what y'all doing?
I kind of look at Asha and was like, do you really want to be in there? And pull out my tinderbox and a torch.
She looks back. I'm curious to see what these humanoids that were dragged in, the humanoid corpses were.
Alright.
Just give me a moment before you set fire to them. You might find
Um,
something interesting.
Okay, Banthor. Anything
I'm
you
going
want to do?
to attempt to follow Ashra in.
Okay.
I'm gonna get
Give
the
me a
silver here
con.
first.
All right.
Yeah, and then do the con save.
Yeah.
Let's see. That's +2. 16.
16. So like Ashra, you are able to barely stop yourself from throwing up as your nose fills with mucus and your eyes start to water. You're able to withstand the stench, it seems, for the moment, as you take your first steps into the windmill. Standing next to Ashra, you see the bones protruding from the piles of corpses. Where you're standing, you don't see anything of note. There's a small trail that leads through the carcasses that you could take.
Second.
So the small blue line here is this a trail that has gone through there. It's the safest area to be. There's piles of carcasses to the left and right of you once you get off of this trail. On the other side of this broken bench, some 20 feet or so in, you can see a few carcasses that you're wanting to look at, Ashura.
Okay.
And Nekra, what are you doing? Oh, you've got the torch. Oh, Nekra, roll survival for me.
Okay.
The fuel mass here will create quite a large fire.
Yep. And it'll be visible for a goodly ways. So,
Yeah, and probably will smell like rotted barbecue.
yeah. So, kind of looking at what I've got in hand and then look at this and I'm like, want to do it, but kind of don't think it's such a wonderful idea at this point.
Maybe not. Let's set off a beacon letting people know we're here. Yeah. Whoever's here.
Ashura, give me if you want to get closer, give me a dexterity saving throw. As you stay along the dex save as you walk along this path of
20.
carnage. 20? Okay, all right. You instinctively pull up your I don't know what you would call it. I guess dress, robe, and robes, and tiptoe to your destination. Your feet squishing with every step.
She's like,
Give me. Let's see. Let me look at your character. I guess it would be nature.
Nature.
Top of creature, survival, survival. You could use.
Alright, I'll do survival, and she's totally staying focused on everything, because it's gross in here, so guidance on top of that.
Okay. Banthor, did you want to follow her?
I wanted to see. I'm assuming these are stairs. Do they lead anywhere?
They do lead up. It does seem like some of the upper floor is still intact, but most of it has been blasted away. To get to that would be much more difficult, though you can get to it. Staying on the path is a much easier dexterity save to not be injured. To go over to the stairs and go upstairs. To get to the stairs would be a higher dex save or a feat of athleticism.
The walls are still intact, right?
Mm-hmm.
I am going to shapeshift into a giant wolf spider.
Alrighty.
Nice.
That can't throw anything, can it?
No, I think it can. Oh no, it can't. Yeah, no, it can't.
Okay,
anything.
you can be behind me then.
That was cute.
I thought,
like
I thought it could launch webs, but no, you're safe. So, yeah, and it's medium size. So,
Oh, it's medium? Okay.
yeah.
Alright, well, we'll just use your token then. Alright. Okay.
And I am going to pretty much scurry
Mhm.
around like the walls here,
Okay.
and it's got dark vision, so I'm just going to be observing Ashra, just making sure she's safe, and just looking for anything. Just keep my eyes open for anything important.
Okay. So, about how high up the wall you want to go?
Not too high, just enough, just high enough to clear this debris.
Okay. 5 or 10 feet?
Yeah, something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, I think, yeah, passive perception 16, so just
Oh, wow.
kind of
That's
keeping
nice.
my eyes open.
Gotcha.
Multiple eyes.
Gotcha. Yeah, you don't see or notice any movement here. There's no sound outside of the squish of Ashura's footsteps. The place is much easier to handle in this form. You don't feel the need to, fight against the smell, the stench, and the possible disease and decay here.
So glad I don't have a nose right now.
Yep.
Lucky
Did you give me a survival or did I?
you. 14 total.
Okay. You could tell that this there's two corpses here, bipedal. They are what looks to be ghouls that have been killed and half eaten.
Good. Yeah. Oh, they've been eating each other? Jeez. It doesn't surprise me, actually. Anything on these corpses?
The ghouls barely wear anything to cover themselves. They don't utilize tools or weaponry.
Okay. And nothing out of the ordinary other than they've been eaten on.
Yeah, you could tell that some, large beast has been eating on it.
Okay. Take a gander around. Kind of keep looking around, seeing if there's anything else.
You notice a few other humanoid corpses farther along the trail, but most of the corpses here are going to be, like I said, cows and some deer. You might see some smaller game, but not very much of that. Most of it is going to be big game. You might even see a wolf pelt or so here and there, but not anything dire size in the wolf department.
Nothing that would catch my eye.
Yeah, you could move further in along the path if you'd like.
Yeah. She'll keep going.
You do notice Banthor is going the opposite direction and kind of headed in that direction as well, in his way. So, you move another 20 feet. Can give me another dex save.
Ooh, these dex saves. Okay.
And you can give yourself guidance, so that's fine.
Guidance doesn't work on saves.
Oh, okay. Just skill checks.
Yeah. Resistance is the one. So 11.
Athletic. You can do athletics, I guess. Let's see. What does athletics say?
My athletics is not. Can I do acrobatics? Can I
Yes, because because basically what you're dealing with is the slippiness of the terrain. So yeah, you're trying to stay on your feet. Like it says, when you're trying to run across a sheet of ice or balance, stuff like that. So.
All right, a 10.
Okay. So you do slip a little bit and catch yourself sharp on something, and take 1 point of piercing damage.
Okay. Oh my god, I'm gonna get tetanus.
You do notice that it was a piece of wood, so you do have like some splinters or something in that, but it didn't look like it was gore covered or anything like that. So.
Oh, good. Okay. She's like, why am I doing this? Why am I doing this? Why am I doing this? And she's just looking. Okay. Just gonna glance around.
You can see further up the trail near the end. It looks like where the bear kind of would go and lay and rest and such. There's a kind of a nest of very old carcasses that have dried and become like a large crusted thrown Dallas of dead bodies over the years. Its rotting masses have coalesced together and dried to form a hardened shell of a nest. That you would have to go further along the trail to get to it. Banthor, you see this as well, and you can see that there are some objects kind of stuck in this this carapace of carcasses, this nest. What do you want to do, Ashura? Hold on. Before you do that, Kellum, as you're observing the skeletons, you can start to figure out that there's more than just the 6 or 7 that you were observing before. It seems that there's probably at least a dozen of these skeletons moving about. You don't see them sometimes because they're inside the chapel moving things, but you start to notice the differences between some skeletons, because of different armor or loss of limb or bone structure and such.
Oh my goodness, I'm getting so familiar with skeletons that I can tell the difference between them.
Yeah, after watching them for a little bit, yeah.
Would I at any point, like, okay, the dozen I now am aware of, have they been there the entire time and it's just because there's only been a few outside of the chapel, or did these extras arrive at some point?
No, they seem to be coming in and out of the chapel. So,
Okay.
It looks like, they might grab a piece of rubble and take it all the way out. And then, another skeleton will see that and, it grabs its attention. So it goes and grabs that piece of rubble and moves it back to another place and such. So you've just seen them kind of pass the football almost, multiple times, and you've seen different skeletons and such over the last 10 minutes or so.
Okay.
But it seems like, half are kind of in and half are out. They don't seem to cluster up too much.
Right.
And they do work together every once in a while, but not like in large groups work together. Maybe 2 of them might roll a boulder or something out of the way just for somebody else to start moving it somewhere else.
Right. Okay.
Back in the way. So, all right, Ashra, what do you want to do?
Keep moving. No, I guess go towards that clock. Say there's things sticking out of it.
I see shinies. All right, give me that acrobatics.
Okay. 1 second. Okay, sorry, I had to send a quick message. Okay, acrobatics. I can do that. Okay. And put the guidance on
Okay. You're able to move a lot easier towards the end of this trail and get to the bear's nest.
Okay.
This area is much harder and not slimy so much. You do notice quite a few copper coins and a few silver. Some of them are easy to pick up and acquire, while others are stuck. You might need to use a dagger or some other tool to remove them from the nest. You do see something a little bit larger that seems a little out of place, a belt that isn't rotted and is well made. It is stuck good in the nest and will take some time to remove.
Okay. She'll start that. She'll pick up the coin, still saying gross the whole time. And she does have 2 daggers, so if she needs, she can use 2, but she does have a dagger.
Okay. So, with Banthor's help, you're able to find some 47 copper coins and 15 silver coins easily.
Let's see. 47. Oh, I do not have my notes open. God dang. Okay. Open my docs page. Where is it?
Where did mine ever go? Oh, here it is.
Scrolling. God dang it.
Anything? Okay.
We said 47 copper and 15 silver?
Yeah.
Okay.
And 3 gold coins.
27.
There are other coins, but these are going to be harder to get to and take time. And like I said, there's a belt that
Yeah, I want to see if I can get that belt before I try to dig for more coins.
okay. Banthor, you can kind of help chew away or what have you at a different area. I don't know what kind of strength this what's the strength on this spider. Kind of small.
Strength is a 12, so +1.
Oh, okay. Well, not bad. All right. So if you wanted to, you could help or keep an eye out. Either way.
I'll help.
Okay. All right. So the two of you are going to be working on that for a little bit. We'll get back to you. Necra, anything that you've been doing in particular, or are you just keeping an eye out for these two?
Since they're busy looting the, well, and trying to come up with a way to do the the delayed ignition devices and to watch the bodies move, so might as well. Of course, it's what? Starting to get dark by now?
Yeah, it's starting to get dark, you know.
Alright. So, wait for the full dark and I guess be ready to play then.
It's like, Necro's like, I want to start a fire and let my inner arsonist out, or I want to start shooting things.
It's either a fire or a fight.
Yeah. Fire or fight? No fight.
Kellum, Necker gets bored watching Ashra and Banthor looting, and also is too tempted with the prospect of a large fire. She moves away and starts looking at the skeletons in the chapel eagerly.
I pick up two baseball-sized stones.
Mm-hmm.
Toss one over to Necra.
Alright.
And I throw one down, not at a skeleton, but just into a pile of rubble they've been going back and forth to.
Mm-hmm. 'Kay. 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 'Kay.
I motion to Necro to throw hers. Is that whoever stone gets picked up first wins.
All right.
Wow.
All right. So, Necra, odd or even?
Even, please.
Nope. A roll of 79. After a few minutes, Kellum's stone gets picked up and moved into the chapel.
Okay, so pick up another stone and try to beam this one.
We weren't trying to alert them.
Well, presumably this place has been crumbling and falling apart, so
True. As the stone leaves Necra's hand, I tell her, about a dozen down there, not just the 6 you've seen so far.
Roll to hit.
let's see.
It's probably that distance. We'll roll with disadvantage.
Okay. So I wish I did. It was like a
Improvise.
throwing check. Or
Come
again?
improvised weapon thing.
It's an improvised weapon, so it's going to be either strength or dex check.
Preferably dex.
Mm-hmm.
So
See, does unarmed strike you
Unarmed strike uses strength,
strength?
but
Okay.
but it would be improvised weapon. So improvised
all right.
goes off of strength or dex, depending on the object.
Oh damn.
Oh, just like a straight.
Yeah, straight strength or dex, depending on the object.
Oops. That's not what I wanted.
Okay. Well,
That's
that's
redundant. Alright.
D4, D6.
D4 for improvised weapon.
Well, with disadvantage. So roll again. Or did you? Yeah, you rolled once. So roll again.
Fine.
All right.
It's still +2.
And then it's +2. Okay, 13. All right.
Mhm.
Okay. So you're able to hit the skeleton. Roll a d4. Wow, max damage. You bean it right on top of the head. The skull cracks open, and there's the stone wedges inside, and you can the skeleton kind of falls and struggles a little bit, and you can hear the bone the stone rattle around in its skull.
That's bludgeoning too, and skeletons are vulnerable to
Ooh.
bludgeoning.
Oh yeah, so yeah, so yeah, you basically smash in half of his head, and the rock kind of like stays in his skull for a little while. Give me a second.
Necra gets upset that her stone didn't get picked up, so she throws some beans in it.
I am actually also largely checking to see if they'll even look around.
It does look around, but it doesn't like look up to see that you were up there. It looks on level ground, and it doesn't look up at the chapel or anything. It just kind of like looks around in the kind of trajectory. So it looks over in your direction, but not up to look up to see you. It does. It comes out and stumbles for a little bit, and you can hear it hissing. Another skeleton will come out and kind of follow it a little bit. And
at the moment the skeletons start moving, Pelham does a very quick long step to just bring himself behind the tree and just kind of like leave Necra out in the open.
Like, nope.
Okay. The two skeletons going to come out and look around and hiss, but the two of you duck behind cover. You can look, you kind of keep an eye on them. You barely kind of see them a little bit. But they don't seem to notice you. After a few moments, they kind of start wandering a little bit. And then eventually we'll come back to the chapel and start working.
Okay.
Just as disorganized as before, but now one of them has a large dent in its head, or actually has part of his head missing, skull.
Right, so that's that information.
Shall we go back to the game? As I juggle two more baseball-sized stones.
Sure.
Toss one over to her and duck one into a pile of rubble.
All right.
At this time, they have like marks on them. Like one has a K and one has an N on it.
When we finally clear out the chapel, whoever has the most initials in the chapel wins.
All right.
Kellum, odd or even?
I'm going odd.
Oh, roll 100. It's even. Almost immediately after Necra throws her stone, a skeleton comes over and picks it up and moves it all the way around the chapel, the steeple, and comes to the front of the chapel and disappears.
I'll look at Necra and say, now watch how I don't get upset about my stone not going in.
Yeah, but you noticed how they moved and how little attention that got.
Yes, I'm just giving you a hard time, Necra. It was a good tactical move. Albeit a little unadvised.
Well, yes, an awful lot of the stuff I do is rather ill-advised. At least in the aftermath.
After some 20 minutes of working, Astra and Banthor, you're able to... What was that? Oh. I think Astra is offline right now. They're able to procure the belt and move if they want to. There doesn't seem to be much of interest outside of some of the other coins. You could go digging, but you may or may not find anything. It will take time and lots of effort.
Okay, sorry about that.
So after about 20 minutes, you're able to get the belt out.
Okay.
And with it, 3 more silver coins and 5 more copper.
Okay. 5 more.
And a very well made belt. It's large, and you've seen the writing and runes on this before. What languages do y'all two know?
Elvish, Draconic, Common.
Banthor?
Common, Draconic, Druidic, Elvish, Sylvan, but I should be able to read any writing.
Yeah, because he's got the Eyes of the Rune Keeper invocation.
Okay. All right. That's good to know, Ashra. Let's see. You could tell. You could read that this. Give me a second. Come on. Let me get to my notes. Where'd he go? Where'd he go? There it is. The belt says Grim Gold Iron Fist, Beastmaster.
Oh, like the hammer. No, the hammer. Yeah, the hammer said Beastmaster.
Yep. So this says Grim Gold Iron Fist, Beastmaster.
Get this code right.
Give me if Banthor goes with you, he can give you a help action, and you can give me 2 more acrobatic checks with advantage to make your way out.
Okay. And that was Grim Gold Beastmaster Iron Fist, right?
Grim Gold Iron Fist, Beastmaster.
Okay, I got that backwards, but yeah, same difference. Okay. Go ahead.
Before we go anywhere, I'm just gonna dip my claw, leg, whatever, in the blood, and I'm just gonna write that out in common. Just point to the belt, and then point to the writing.
Okay.
Yeah, because right now.
Yeah, she can't read what it says.
Can't speak.
and he can't speak. So
Charlotte's Web.
Oh, okay. And she nods at that when she reads it. Okay. We're saying that's all we find?
Yeah, with any kind of ease.
Right.
With much more time, you could break down this thing, but it's going to take a lot of time and effort. So you could do that on your downtime, stuff like that.
Downtime. We have enough time, and she's starting to feel queasy being in here.
Mm-hmm.
You were saying acrobatic checks to get out?
Yeah, 2 with advantage.
Okay. 2.
Do y'all want to continue your game?
Yeah.
Sure. All right.
Advantage.
Necra, odd or even?
Even.
Necra gets one. So that's what, 2 for Necra? And
Yep.
1 for Kellum?
So far,
Kellum? Odd or even?
Odd.
All right, 1 for Kellum.
All right.
Necra?
even.
All right. Seems Necra got enough. And been giving us a. Did you make those rolls? Ashra? Kellum, odd or even?
Odd.
Looks
There
like
you go.
a lost Asha.
Yeah, we did lose him there. So we'll play the game for a little bit here. Oh, that's the wrong button. Okay. Necra?
Even.
Odd. 1 for Kellum.
All right, I'm up 1.
Yep.
I'm
that
not-
did take a long. That one took a long time for them to find. Y'all sitting there waiting. You're almost got to the point where you're about to chuck in a couple more rocks, but after a while, a skeleton finally comes by and picks up Kellum's rock. Astra, did you make your rolls? Astra.
Okay, sorry about that.
That's right.
Yes. Okay, the first one was an 18 total. Second one's a 7. Well, let me roll the guidance. 20 total.
Okay, you're good. You're able to patter your way out without falling or slipping and stabbing yourself with nasty bone protrusion or anything like that. And you come out and witness the next toss of Necra and Kellum as you see them throwing rocks at the chapel. This time, one of the skeletons notices that the rock flew in and starts walking towards the windmill here. Though he's still not observant enough to look up and see the group as you exit the windmill and the 2 of you throwing rocks. But you do notice that the skeleton did recognize that there was, something happening that wasn't normal.
Okay.
It moves a little bit closer and is looking around the area.
As they come back out and they begin to join us again, I tell them, we've got quite a few more skeletons out there than we originally thought. That one right there that's walking towards us, that's Umad. The one over there, that's Ilum. There's Bukran. There's Broldrin. That one there with the half armor, like kind of dangling, that's Bavel. That one there's Shiskborg. There's Franvith. There's Nightcrag. Oh, and that one back there who's picking up the stone that Wa just put down, that's Che.
And Wad walks over and picks up Necra's stone.
We're even again, Necra.
Well,
Hearing all this, I'm just going to close my many eyes in exasperation, and then I'm going to go back in, and I just
Okay.
want to using the walls, kind of go up and
Alright.
just take a quick peek and see if there's anything useful up there.
Okay. Give me a perception roll. Did you want to see if you could have a tiebreaker, gentlemen
Yes, please.
and lady?
Certainly.
All right. All right.
Nice.
Kellum, odd or even?
Odd.
Alrighty, there you go. Tiebreaker. You got it. You throw your stones in, and the skeleton that has been walking out there looks up and sees you and hisses, and starts to come over, not at a run or anything, but starts to come over to the cliff face, and is hissing at you.
I push over the big boulder I've been using as a slight table right on top of him.
You wait till he gets up to the wall, starts to scratch at it at the cliff wall. You wait for the perfect moment, and you push it over. Necra sees it falling off just a little bit, so she gives it a little nudge with her foot, and the boulder smashes the skeleton, destroying it instantly. Some of this, a skeleton looks up for a moment, noticing the noise, but doesn't recognize where it came from or doesn't see anything, and goes back to moving rubble around.
Well, too bad for Umad. He was the smartest of the bunch.
Banthor, give me a perception roll.
Yeah, I rolled a 19.
Oh, 19. Okay, great. Thank you. That's awesome. Perfect.
GM didn't have anything.
You do notice that there's some boxes of unused gears here that seem to be packaged well. One of them has burst open, and some of the gears are outside of the packaging, so they've been, affected by rust and time. But you notice that the other box says gears on it, and the same writing of the belt. You can assume that is Dwarven. You've seen Dwarven before. And you can tell that this crate of gears is not damaged. It seems that the one that was damaged has various sizes of gears. A few of the small ones are usable, while the rest are too rusted or damaged to be used. Outside of that, you don't see anything of note, of great notice here. Everything else has been destroyed over time. This box seems to be withstanding the test of time, but it still shows decay. Probably used a stronger, a harder wood, maybe even something that was had some innate magical property.
I'm gonna grab one of the more intact ones because I'm assuming I can't pick up that whole box.
Correct. You could pick up one of the small gears that were in the other box.
Yeah, I'll pick up one of those, and then skitter back to the group.
Okay.
I'm gonna drop it down and then just chitter and just pat my legs, wag my invisible tail.
What is it, Lassie?
What you got there, Banthor? What's that? Just pat him on the head.
Was it too heavy to throw at Callum?
What gear was it?
This is a small gear. It was wrapped in like wax paper and has oil grease on it to keep it from being weathered. It very well crafted. You haven't really seen any thing crafted quite like this. Gears, for that matter, crafted this well. Most things that you use or see are going to be pulley systems. Gears aren't used too often, but you can tell that this can withstand a lot of torque. It's strong metal and well crafted.
I'm gonna write more in the dirt in common, and then just point at the windmill.
Okay.
How long does your transformation last? An hour?
Depends on druid level. It's at least an hour.
It's half your druid level, rounded up. An
So
hour.
Yes, I got 2 hours in druid
Okay.
form.
All right. Yeah, it's been about an hour. Going through there, pulling out the leather belt, waiting for the skeletons to pick up the rocks, stuff like that.
What's the light situation then?
So with that, it is definitely getting on in the afternoon, evening, and you have just a little bit of light, but not much at all, as the sun will quickly fade in the distance. It is summer, so it does take a little bit of time for the sun to go down.
Okay. Ashur, while they were doing that, and he went back inside, Ashur was trying to scrape gunk off of her boots and just kind of taking how you just kind of when you step in something, you just try to scrape it against the sidewalk to get it.
Yeah.
She's doing that on a stone.
Yep. Yeah, there are a few stones that have fallen off of the windmill and such there to utilize. I was hoping that you were going to say that you were going to use their fence post, but oh well.
No. She will, hold up the belt. We found this inside. It's similar to that hammer we found.
Battle axe.
Battle axe. Why did I say hammer? No, I'm thinking of
Yeah, thinking of
the Beastmaster battle axe.
So the one in the farmhouse?
Yes, the one we collected.
So should we just toss it with the other cursed items and
Yes. Yeah, so we'll examine it another time.
Oh, come on. Somebody doesn't want to wear it?
I mean, I want to wear it, but just not right now.
first we don't know what it does. Second, if it's cursed like everything else that we've found here so far, unless it's a really, really cool thing, it's not worth it.
Not worth it at the moment. So, yeah, right.
So what would y'all like to do?
So, is it dark yet?
It's getting about It's getting about sunset. We ready to light things up?
Well, I don't know if we want to light a bunch of things up, just these skeletons down here. Don't want to attract more trouble than we can handle.
All right.
Okay.
So basically, you wait until the sun finally goes behind the tree line and it becomes dark. Your night vision kicks in and you're able to see. Banthor, you've got about 15 minutes left on your form. How do y'all want to handle this?
I mean, I'm assuming we're just standing there from the top, just start raining down on them.
Yep. Rocks, eldritch blasts.
Firebolts and all the light.
Before we
Alright.
start, I want to. I do have a web attack. I didn't realize I did. Technically, I'm supposed to target an enemy, but would I be able to just shoot some webs on the close to the ground, just as a failsafe if we fall?
Okay, like make a netting or something.
Yeah.
A
Yeah.
safety net.
Safety net. Okay. So you can spend the next 10 minutes or so creating, a series of nets that go down the face. Do you want to do like a big one at the bottom, or I guess?
Yeah, just a big one at the bottom because it has a
Okay.
recharge when you use it. So I'm just thinking, like, before we start raining stuff down, I was just gonna make a bit of webbing as a failsafe, and then crawl back up to the
Okay.
party, and then just basically end shapeshift so I can fight.
Got it. So yeah, you crawl down there, spend a few minutes casting some web to make a large padded area there. Crawl back and change back into your elven form. Nectar, were you going to do anything special, different?
Well,
What did you want?
as soon as I'm no longer visible on dark vision, because reasons, basically, well, that is a thing. Go to the others. Well, I presume this is where Kellum kind of accidentally crumbled the railing.
Yeah, where you're at, pretty
Right.
much.
So basically, climb down-ish and aim to basically run in and start tearing shit up.
Okay.
Actually,
Sorry.
while we're raining down from the top, Necra could actually sneak in and actually see what's in there, since she can be unseen. Without tearing things up.
If I need to hit something, I can.
Let's see. You would need to do athletic check to try to go down the face of that.
Okay.
You could find easier places than just where you're at.
Could you tie off a rope and slide down?
You could tie off a rope and slide down. It'd be a lot easier. Things like that.
15.
Okay.
So, do I take damage or just?
So you're able to slide down mostly safely. You did take 1 point of bludgeoning damage as you accelerate in speed and hit the ground a little harder than you had wanted.
Okay.
But you don't, fully fall and, hurt yourself, badly. So
Okay, so when the shooting starts, I'm gonna dash in.
well, I mean, you could move, like they say, if you're in dark, they can't see you, right?
That's the
Mhm.
idea.
Yep. So, I mean, if you wanted to, you could place yourself where you wanted to, and then,
Okay.
because they could. Well, I guess they can't see you. Actually, Ashura can see you. That's right.
Mhm.
So, Necra slides down the cliff face and disappears from vision. Kellum and Banthor. And you can, but Astra will be able to keep an eye out for her and such. Astra, you see Necra reach the chapel. Necra, give me a religion check.
Oh, goody. Oh, I actually have something worth having on that.
17? Okay. You see that this chapel has been dedicated to Tyr.
Really?
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely been desecrated then.
A little chapel of justice.
All right. We're gonna. If we get down like on one knee and like sniper pose, do we get like a height advantage? Because we got the higher ground.
Yeah, I mean, technically, you can roll with advantage, yes, when targeting the because you do have a kind of a sniper's thing, and you'll be doing a surprise as well. So uh, we'll go from there. Um, is that where you start waving to Ashra, uh, or do you want to go in further or anything like that? You good where you're at, Nectar?
Huh?
I said, are you good where you are? And do you want to signal them, or are you going in further? I'm just asking.
I'm fine where I am, just waiting for the fun to start.
Okay. We'll go left to right. Kellum, Ashra, Banthor.
I am going to cast Dancing Lights right here. And as it says in the description, I can combine the lights together to make it look like a humanoid to draw the attention of the skeletons over this way. GM?
Oh, I'm just reading the spell so I can
Okay.
kind of,
I thought I
So
broke
you
you.
said, no,
Yeah.
right here, you mean?
Yes, to right here.
Yeah. Gotcha. All right. Range 120. Okay, you got the range.
Yep.
And it spreads a dim light at a 10-foot radius. Okay. So in a second. All right, so there's your light.
All right.
Mainly so Necra can know where that's at. Alrighty. So some of the skeletons start to hiss violently and move towards that. The ones that are outside definitely start doing that. They kind of jerk and move as one when they do this. Necra, you also see a skeleton that is trapped in this tree. It seems to be stuck in the tree. The tree is grown on it and such. You didn't notice it earlier because it didn't do anything, but when it saw the light, it started moving and hissing. Not that it can move anywhere, just flailing its arms and such. Astra.
Mhm. All right. And
So y'all up on the hill don't see the one in the tree.
Okay.
all right. Firebolt. So 22.
That's a hit. And try to hit. Trying to hit the closest one, I guess, or.
As they're like moving towards the light source, she's gonna hit the one that's in the back. She's gonna kind of go back to front. That way, like the ones don't see. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I gotcha. You snipe the ones in the back, yeah, so that the ones in front don't notice.
Okay.
All right.
Yep. 10. Oh gosh, my eyes. 10 damage.
10 damage. All right. Firebolt streaks out and strikes the skeleton on the chest, blasting bones and armor away. It staggers and moves forward after being hit with the firebolt.
All right.
Banthor.
Am I able to see any of these skeletons? It's slightly out of the dark vision range, but then we got the lights.
Right. So the light actually will allow you to see, since you're outside of your vision range of that and such.
I'll Eldritch Blast. That one and that one.
All right. Roll to hit.
And it's high ground give advantage, or?
Yes.
Character roll.
All right. 19 hit. Oof.
1 damage. And second.
15 hit. Oh, well, yeah, that's good. And you strike out and hit the second one with that one.
Yeah. So,
all right.
I guess 1 damage and then 6 damage.
Okay. You hit the second one with the Eldritch Blast, destroying it completely. Falls into a heap of bone and metal armor. The first one you struck hits it, damaging it greatly. It falls and hits the ground hard and falls apart, damaging it to the point where it is no longer animated. So you took out those two with a help of Kellum with the rock. No, excuse me, Necro with the rock, and Ashra with a firebolt. Necro, what are you gonna do?
Well, now that they're out of the way, slip in here.
All right. Give me a second.
I guess. Wait.
So there's a target-rich environment. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 skeletons are in here.
Yeah. Is this like a half wall here?
A what?
Is this like a
Yes.
half wall? Or...
Yeah, it's like a half wall. Yeah.
Alright, so I can see them over it.
Yeah.
Great. So,
You notice that the altar to Tyr has been desecrated. It's been broken, and blood has been poured all over it. The blood is dried long ago. But you feel an uneasy, eerie feeling coming from the altar, where before it would be that of justice and peace. This has definitely been desecrated.
alright, so try to pick up one of the rocks we lobbed over here.
Right?
One's with the one of mine, if I can find one.
Okay.
And I want to basically start bouncing it off the walls.
Okay. What wall do you want to start throwing at?
Here.
Got it.
And try to bounce it to there. And then, if I can, there.
Okay. You can throw 2 stones.
Okay. I was trying for 1 rock, but alright. Great. Want to still do that. Grand total of 14. If I get it off.
So you throw a stone over here against that wall. Pick 2 of the spots. The first 2, or
Yeah, the first to will bounce. So over in this area, I guess. And then you set a second stone.
Yeah.
Right, since it wants to do that, might as well. How well do I do with the other one? 5.
And where do you want to throw it?
I guess over here again.
Okay.
The thing with a 5. That's not going to go very far.
It doesn't hit exactly where you want it to. You missed a low wall, and it goes past it and clatters in the seating area.
Okay.
But you throw the first rock, and it bounces off here, making some noise there, and then throw the other rock, and it misses and goes into the area, the pew area there.
Alright.
Skeletons hearing this, you do notice that they were, all their attention was starting to be pulled towards that area because there's light coming from that, and the other skeletons moved away. So now they're kind of clustering a little bit, starting to cluster in this area. and these skeletons have come over a little bit to this part.
All right.
These skeletons come up and start swinging madly at the dancing lights.
Mm-hmm.
Is this a concentration? Okay, all right.
Yep.
Okay. Just for remembrance, we'll put the little red dot on you. I'm going to take the blue dot off of you because that was saying that you were higher. All right, so the red dot means that you're concentrating on a spell of some sorts. Alrighty. That's basically your action there and your movement, Necra. Anything else? Bonus action or anything?
No.
All right. So instead of making their way out, they've kind of started clustering around those two areas where they heard things. Though this one skeleton did come out and make its way there. Kellum.
Yeah, so I'm going to Eldritch Blast this one and this one with my 2 bolts.
Okay.
And advantage, if I remember correctly, 19 to hit.
All right, it hits.
For 2 damage.
All right.
And then next to 24 to hit.
All right, that hits.
4 damage for that one.
All right.
And then for my bonus action, I'm just going to have the dancing lights kind of like, spin around, like pretend or make it like the arms that are, it's simulating, swipe at the faces of these skeletons to keep their attention.
All right. This enrages them as they try to grasp and get a hold of the dancing lights, but they are, of course, unable to. Confusing them and enraging them at the same time. Ashra.
Alright. Firebolt. It's going to continue hitting back to front.
Okay. You do notice that there is a skeleton that has come around the east of the building, and there is one far off in the graveyard, making their way towards the light.
Oh, well, yeah, she'll aim for one of those. They're coming up from. So the one coming from the graveyard.
Okay.
Aim at that one. 24.
Right. 24 hit.
Roll the damage, is what I said.
Hit.
7.
All right.
That's all I can do for now.
Okay. You blast it with a firebolt, and it's still standing. You've knocked some bones and armor off of it. It quickens its pace and heads towards the light.
Mm-hmm.
Benthor.
I'm going to just follow Helm's lead. Just Eldritch Blast, split the damage.
All right.
Ooh, this one first, this one second.
All right. Got it. And roll with advantage. Oh, misses. Fires off and hits the steeple instead of the skeleton. And with a 23, it hits the skeleton. And with your 6 points of force damage, it blows up in a spectacular green flash of Eldritch Blast. Necra, you notice firebolts and Eldritch Blast being slung from the hilltop. What you gonna do there? As these skeletons have gathered around the noise that you have created.
Move over to here
Mm-hmm.
and swing.
All right. You attack with advantage. Top one.
That
Got it.
one. Yep.
All right.
Alright. Fish for crit. And dirty 20 it is.
All right.
And yeah, sneak attack does come into play because.
Yep. Advantage. All right.
It's 8 damage, and then the other hand. Is it still at advantage?
Yeah.
You're still at advantage.
That hits. The 23. 3 points of damage.
Yeah.
You slice at it with your scimitar and knock bone and armor away. It's still standing, though you can tell just barely.
Okay.
So after this, are you still invisible?
Yes. Actually,
Damn.
does this qualify as the first actual round of combat?
Yeah, technically, in a way. Yeah.
Oh.
Well, your first round of attacking, so you get an extra attack.
Yes, I do.
Or are you
Dread,
okay?
Dread Ambusher.
So. And still advantage. So.
All right, I'll take it.
20,
All right, we'll take that.
and then that's the damage, and then because I get
5 damage. Oh, okay. When do you get the Dread Ambusher? With the
First
extra
on
attack?
the first
round of combat.
Right. No. When do you get the extra damage?
Oh,
on
yeah.
that specific extra attack.
Oh, the specific extra attack. Okay, got it.
Yeah, just that extra attack you get.
All right. With your Dread Ambusher attack, you scatter bones and armor about the chapel floor.
Okay. Hooray!
Yeah. What Gloomstalker, as long as she stays in darkness, she stays invisible to those that rely on dark vision. So,
Okay.
no matter
Right.
if she attacks or not.
Jeez. So, yeah, that's all of my stuff.
Yeah. That's all about Gloomstalker. Yeah, that first round put so much damage down.
Some of the skeletons move from the first group and come over to where you are, Necra, since you're making noise, but they can't see you. And a few of them make their way towards the exit you on the heel would be able to see those two right at the entrance, and then there's a skeleton in the graveyard and two off in the distance making their way around to the graveyard. Let's see, the ones are at 140 feet. So with the distance, it definitely is going to be past 120. So
Yeah, can't quite see them yet.
yeah.
Next turn.
What is your dark vision at, Kellum?
120.
60 or 120? Okay, yeah. You're
Yeah, Drow
Yeah,
Dark
yeah.
Vision is kind of busted compared to everyone else's.
Well, they grew up in the dark.
Yeah, there's good reason. Just
Alrighty. Starting back around at the top, Kellum. Do you want to, knowing that your companions can't see the ones in the far back, and barely wouldn't be able to actually, well, Ashura would be able to see that one, but Banthor can only see the ones that are near the light.
I can't see these two either.
Yeah, okay, that's right. So you can see him,
See
you
that
know,
one,
that one,
that
and
one.
that one. Right. You can see actually that one and the other one that would be the targets that you would, could hit that nobody else could hit.
Okay. Yeah,
Oh, well, Ashura could hit that one. I forgot. So,
okay.
but
So,
Banthor couldn't.
so this is the one that's kind of like the out of range for everybody else except for me.
Correct.
Okay. Then I'll target it with both of my Eldritch Blasts.
Okay.
That'll
you
be
can roll
a
with advantage.
17. I did. It only
You
pushed
roll
over
with
the
advantage?
highest one.
Oh, awesome. 17 that hits.
Right.
I see that now. Yeah.
For force damage.
Okay.
Roll advantage again for the second one.
Hold on. So that's enough to destroy it.
Oh, okay.
If you want to target the other one that's in the light, you can do it. But
Can I see this one?
Yeah, you could do that without advantage because you're moving your target basically.
The advantage is because of height, not because of which target I was targeting, right?
Well, you said you were targeting him with both bolts, so
Okay.
I'm allowing you to move your target and hit this guy. Only because you were being specific. Oh, 20.
20, dirty 20.
That hits. Yep.
8 damage.
8 damage.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and it explodes in a green blast of eldritch energy. There you go, and sends bone and armor scattering to the floor as well. You can tell that the skeletons are getting very agitated, not knowing exactly where their assailants are coming from, as they are dying one after the other.
It's like shooting fish in a barrel.
Yep.
that was the plan.
Akra,
All right.
you want to shoot the one in the light? It's been wounded already.
Okay. Yep, that's fine. An 18 for 8 fire.
Alrighty. And that's enough to burn those bones and armor as they go up in flame and fall to the ground. Banthor, you can see this skeleton coming out of the chapel. And that's pretty much the only one that you can see.
All right. As I went into the darkness, I lock onto that one and just 2 bolts, Eldritch Blast.
All right. Uh, 11 misses. Let's see. Eldritch Blast smacks the side of the chapel. 22 and a 16. Give me 1 second. Hold on before you roll damage. If it... Let me see. Situational. All right. Kellum.
Yes.
You have that destructive castle sound?
I can get it. I'm ready.
Go for it. As the Eldritch Blast smacks the side of the chapel, the wall crumbles in and exposes the altar and allows Kellum and Ostra to see in to where Necra is.
Oh.
What's the damage for that Eldritch Blast? And it is eviscerated as tiny pieces of bone fragment fly as a large Eldritch Blast rips the skeleton to dust. There you go. Necra. The wall behind you crumbles as the Eldritch Blast are being flung into the chapel.
All right. Bimp.
Yeah.
And yes, I did actually purposefully put myself there.
Gotcha. Yeah, I got it. You see Necra appear suddenly in the light. Is that a bonus action?
Yes.
Yes.
And then holler out, "Hey, boneheads, come get me!"
Okay. You hold your
And-
action until they reach you?
No.
Oh.
And
Uh-oh.
then go over here.
All right. Action? Anything? You use your bonus action and movement.
Actually, no. At the moment, I'm not going to do anything like that.
Alrighty. The skeletons start making their way towards the light. All right. 3 more skeletons come out of the chapel, headed towards the light, and 2 are running up the path in the graveyard, while another one makes its way around the edge of the chapel and gets into the light there. Kill him. You can see the ones in the graveyard.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see Necra making his way over to them. And then there are 3. Come again?
I'm back in the darkness.
Oh, he has... Oh, never mind. He doesn't have
Yeah.
double sight. Sorry, my apologies.
I saw
you-
the direction
but-
he went because of the light
Yeah.
that he was in.
Yeah, she was headed in that direction, but
Yeah.
once she got out of the light, you were unable to see her anymore.
All right. So then I'm going to Eldritch Blast here and here.
Okay, all right. Starting with the left one, go for it.
Now, that is a 24 for 2 damage.
Okay.
And
You can roll for advantage if you want to. We can use. Oh, that was with advantage. Never
that
mind.
was with, yeah.
Okay.
And a dirty 20 on the second one.
Okay.
For 1 point of damage. That got my damage. My D20 is doing fine, but my damage dice are just not happy.
Yeah, they are pitiful.
Frequently.
Yeah.
You see,
sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, you see small streaks of green Eldritch Blast come off of Pelham's arms and strike the skeletons, making a little green spark in the distance.
With my bonus action, I will move my lights in a jerky manner, mimicking the skeletons, and I'll move it towards the group that's coming out of the chapel.
All right.
Not quite that far.
Okay.
Only a square or two. Just
Okay.
kind of give it a real, like, an exaggerated, oh, I'm a skeleton, I can't walk right, kind of thing.
After spending an hour or so watching their movements and such, you are quite adept, it seems, at making your dancing lights look like a undead creature. Maybe not quite a skeleton, but definitely moves with jerky and somewhat uncontrollable movements.
I call him Light Skull.
Light Skull. Ashra.
Oh, jeez. Okay. Gonna aim at one of the ones that's near Necro.
Okay. Go for it.
It's 23.
It's a hit.
Oh. We got 10 points of fire.
Alrighty. You strike the skeleton with the firebolt right in the head. The head turns into fire for a while. Necra, you see this and you're like, oh, that looks cool. And then it just falls to the ground, unanimated after the firebolt destroys its skull.
Okay.
Alright. That's it for me.
Banthor? You can see this one and those three.
I've been firing these blasts out of one hand. I feel pretty safe, so I'm going to experiment and have both my hands out, one bolt apiece, and still split the damage, and just go after this one and that one.
Okay. We'll do the closest one first. A 12 misses as it strikes the armor on his head and flies off into the night sky.
Did you roll with advantage?
He did roll with advantage. His second one was an 8.
Oh, okay. Oh, now I see it. It took a second to show.
Alright, and with a 15, you're able to strike the second one full in the chest with the Eldritch Blast.
Hopefully I'm left-handed.
Apparently not, as the bolt that comes out is weak and strikes the skeleton and only blasts off a little armor.
Steady man, not strong. Got it.
Necra.
Okay. sloppy seconds. Anyway, so swing 15.
15 hits.
Because I'm invisible, do I get advantage?
Advantage. Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Crit.
yes, yes. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, that ain't gonna do much.
But with advantage, you get the sneak attack damage of 1.
Yeah. Alright. Other hand.
Other hand. See if you can get a hit. 13 meets it or beats it.
Okay.
And 7 slashing damage. You're able to reduce this skeleton to a pile of bones.
Okay. So
You got a little bit of movement left.
alright, so I'm gonna do something smart for a change. And duck behind the wall.
Okay. All right. Kill him. Sorry. Oh, hold on. The skeletons surround your light skull and swing at it madly, frustrated in their inability to strike your light skull.
All right. So the first thing I will do is I will snuff it out. I'll actually, without taking any action or bonus actions, can I just stop concentrating on it?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't take anything, no bonus action, no action, nothing. Just like, I stopped concentrating on that.
Okay. I stop concentrating on it.
All right.
And then I will Eldritch Blast 2 bolts directly into this one.
Okay.
And I'm activating the push of it. I forget the name of it.
Okay.
Repelling blast.
Repelling Blast, yes.
Okay.
Oh, I forgot to do the advantage on that. 14?
14 hits.
All right. Throw out the damage there. 10 damage, there we go.
All right.
And the second bolt.
So the first bolt smacks it, hitting with a repelling blast, and bits and pieces of bone and armor fly out, and like a shotgun, smack the other 3 skeletons. The first one you hit was eviscerated with that attack. The second one, with a 23, is able to hit the one in the back. Roll your damage.
That's full damage. Another full damage. There we go. 10.
All right. And it explodes and riddles the scaffolding there with bones and armor fragments. Wounding the other 2. Dadgummit. Further. I don't know what. Yep. Never mind. Good. Yep. I don't know. My brain just don't want to work right. So we're just gonna do that and keep on moving. Alrighty. So Kellum took out 2 and slightly wounded the other 2 that are there. Ashura.
Well, see, there you go. All you had to do was stop focusing on the light.
I had to draw them out. Get them all together so that it's, push them into each other.
No, it was good. It was good. Yep, I'm gonna follow up with Calvin.
Left or right?
Left.
Okay.
With a 24 and damage. 6 fire.
All right. You hit it for 6 fire damage. It burns most of the skeleton away, but enough of it is standing, it's still able to hold onto its short sword.
Alright, that's it for me.
All right. Banthor, you can attack without advantage. The last one there, since it's out of your sight range, you can kind of see where it was last.
You think I could roll like a D4? Like I'm just shooting in that general direction, since I don't know where they are. It's like a 1D4 to see which person I'm targeting.
Gotcha.
So we'll say. Like 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay.
And I was going to separate the blasts, so.
Okay. I gotcha. Roll the 2 attack. So just roll twice.
All right.
Okay. All right. And then roll the damage for those. All right. You hear rubble as the first Eldritch Blast hits the ground and flies up and hits the steeple. And the second one, you hear bone fragments and metal flying as you see a large explosion and see watch the skeleton fall to the ground.
And
go ahead.
Just for flavor, I'm using my left hand to steady my right, and I'm firing with the right. Both blasts are coming from my right hand.
Gotcha. All right. You're trying different ways of seeing which works best for you. I gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Necra, there's well, you've ducked around the corner.
So
But you hear a volley of Eldritch Blast and Firebolt and some rubble. The firing stops for a split second. You have your moment to rush in if you want.
okay. So get over to. Yep, that's over to there.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that there's one that they can't see. So. But it's also like clean up, so I'll deal with that. Well, they finish shooting the fish in the barrel.
All right. Kill him.
Yes.
Yeah, there's one. It seems to be one target left. Pretty much the only thing that you can see.
All right. I will target him with both Eldritch Blasts then.
All right.
Firing 1. The 10.
That misses.
All right. Firing 2.
23. That hit.
1 damage.
Sorry. Oh, and it had. Guess what? You dropped it.
Okay. So I have no idea that it was 1 damage. Just like, oh, okay, my
you
mojo's back.
You noticed that it was a weak bolt, but it went out and struck it and hit the spine in just the right spot, and it crumbled to the ground.
Well, I won't mention that it was a weak point.
We also won't mention that it was a week.
It killed it. That was the point. I knew it was weak, so I gave it a weak shot. That's all that was needed.
It was teetering. You just pushed it over.
Yep.
So,
Alrighty. After a while, Necra, you notice that there aren't any other skeletons except for the one stuck in the tree moving around. What are you gonna do? Move.
Swing, bear, swing.
You're gonna run up to it, Kellum. Astra. You see Nectar running around the crypt up to the tree for some reason, swords in hand. Go for it, Necra.
Okay.
13 hits. You have advantage. 17. Okay. And that's enough to finish it off. Slightly damaged from being in the tree.
All right. So
Run up to it, slice it, and it falls out of the tree into a pile of bones. Not before it tries to grab you, before it unanimates.
all right. So. So, now that the fight's over, I pull one of my torches out, light it. And I'm like,
A torch suddenly lights as you see a few sparks, and you see Necra standing near the tree, Kellum and Banthor, where you did not see her before.
I'm like half a second away from just firing another blast into that group. All right, we're done.
yeah, fight's over. And if want to take
And what do y'all want to do? And what do y'all want to do in general from here?
we're gonna make our way down where Necra is and explore this temple.
All right.
Yep.
With Caleb's help, he lowers Ashra down with the rope. Banthor, do you want help from Kellum, or what would you like to do? I knew not to ask Ashra, but
How dare you?
I didn't want to take your agency away, or but Kellum would definitely help you.
Yeah.
I'll accept help if it's given, but I'm seeing the rope. I'm going to reach for my pack, and then I left my rope in that laboratory. So I'll have to mental note to find more rope / find more rope. But yeah, I'll head back down with Kellum's help if he's offering.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then he helps the two of you down, and gracefully makes his way down himself. You've got a athletics of +6, so yeah, I don't think there's much problem with you being able to do that, Kellum.
Yeah.
With grace and strength, Kellum makes his way down the rope, tugs on it to make sure it's good and secure while he's down the bottom, and y'all make your way to where Necra is.
I will resummon my dancing lights, and form them into the little skeletal form, and I'll just have Light Skull follow me around a little bit so I can see. Not that I really need to see, but just but Light Skull's going to help me go and gather all the bones, all the skulls that I can find, are the ones we just destroyed, and I'm going to put them in order of how I named them. I'm going to, carve their initial into their head, as I sort them out. I sat there and watched them for hours. I got to know these guys pretty well.
Right. They're a mix of elf and dwarf, mainly dwarf, and a few humans.
Okay.
But it's more than half dwarf, a few elves, and a few humans. There are 14 skeletons, and you're able to get 9 of the skulls. You get some jawbones or pieces of skull for the other ones.
I'll take a skull that is just like not of any of the ones I knew, put it up on a pedestal, and put one of the 4 lights inside of it.
Got it.
And just set it out there, like just outside the chapel, so when the others come out, they see it.
All right. So
Well, while he's doing that, Asher's gonna be going inside to look.
Okay. You're gonna go inside the chapel?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You take your time and make your way inside the chapel, noticing the desecrated altar. Necra. Gotta love it.
There are stairs there.
Right? Necra's like, I know where I'm going.
and I'm waiting at the top until the rest of the party reconvenes. So
Got it. Banthor, as you step near the altar, you have a eerie, sickening feeling as you can tell that this has been desecrated with blood. Mostly, you could tell that not from animals, but from sentient creatures, humans or dwarfs of some sort. And written in the blood is a name written in Abyssal. No, Abyssal, excuse me. Give me a second. Cordric Valoran, the Eternal Snake.
Yeah,
I'll put that-
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll put that in 20.
great.
And I'm not sure if I would know what the language is, or if I'm just able to read it somehow.
No,
Gotcha.
you wouldn't know unless you knew the language. You wouldn't recognize it. But
Just because it's Abyssal, you've been shown Abyssal before. You don't know what it says outside of being able to read all languages. That being said, you know it's Abyssal, and because of your skill, you know that someone wrote that. Caldric Valoran, the Eternal Snake, in the blood before it dried.
I'm going to let Asher know what it says as I grimace at the awful sight of this.
The writing that was on the original altar, talks of justice, and being able to have the strength and the companion, the company to have the strength and the company of friends to withhold justice. I should have wrote that down.
I'm gonna let Ashra know that. Let me know when you're done searching here. I'm gonna clean this up.
I'm sorry, what was that? I was writing notes.
I just let me know when you're done with this area, and I'm going to wash all this filth away.
Okay. Yeah.
So it says, with strength and companionship, may you find justice.
Okay. Which she's gonna have her book out and writing the stuff in. So what it originally says and what it says written in blood.
The place has been scoured. There are no objects to be found outside of broken furniture and rubble from the chapel itself. A good portion of the ceiling has fallen in, and there has been an explosion here, not unlike the explosion that was in the windmill. But you look around and notice a definite lack of items here. So somebody at some point has cleaned this place out.
Yes. Okay. Banthor, do you want to see if you can detect any magic? Any traces, maybe? We do know with the undead that there's probably necromancy. Maybe we could find a trail of some sort.
Yep. Give me some time, and I'll get on that. I'll go. I'm gonna move over here, kind of
Gotcha.
squat down against the wall and start ritual casting, detect magic.
And Asha will try to wash the blood off while he's doing that.
Okay. What do you use to wash the blood off?
I have water skin. That's about the best I can do.
Okay. You start to pour the water. Okay. You start to pour the water on, and the water kind of bubbles and slides off without removing any of the blood.
It bubbles and then slides off.
Right.
Okay. Can I do an Arcana while because he's still rebel, so it's going to take him a few minutes.
Yeah. Go ahead. So you pour the water on, and you're like, what? And you do an Arcana check while that effect is happening. Callum, notes. You find 3 spears, weak spears.
Okay.
7 rusty short swords.
Okay.
And 2 cracked shields.
Okay.
Usable, but only to a certain extent. They won't be able to do critical hits, and you fear that the shields will only last a little bit. Couldn't take any real damage.
Yeah.
So they might only offer a +1 instead of a +2 to defense.
Is anybody in need of not the best, but something here? Anybody want a spear? I think we've already collected the short swords, so nobody wanted any more short swords. But Dylan will offer up the spears if anybody needs a spear or maybe a one-use shield.
Can't use any of those.
Yeah, if nobody takes them, then he'll just he'll store them away to be traded later.
All right.
There's a 15 on that Arcana for the
Okay.
blood.
Yeah, you're pretty sure that you're going to need something with radiant energy to clean this off. Even then, I'm sorry?
Oh, go ahead.
Even then, you're not exactly sure that you're going to be able to reconsecrate it. It may still be tainted. So,
she would need something like what is it, hallow or something like that to reconsecrate an area.
Yeah,
You need
but
the skin.
you definitely would need some holy water, like Necro is typed in there, something like that, to wash it away to the point where at least it is not fully desecrated. If nothing else. Yeah.
I have a thing of holy water.
Yes, you do.
You know what? Yeah, this seems worth it. So yeah, she'll use her flask of holy water.
Alrighty. You pour the holy water on, and immediately, it's like as if you were pouring 10 gallons of water on fresh blood. It quickly, almost as if it's running away from the holy water, comes off of the altar. And while this is happening, everybody feels the ground shake a little bit. Not violently, but just a rumble. Jane, a few of your rocks fall. Necro, a few of your rocks fall down the stairs, making a clatter.
Okay.
Because of the rumbling of the ground.
Right. So, do I hear anything aside from rocks tumbling down the stairs?
No, you do not.
Okay.
Drums in the deep.
Drums in the deep. Actually, give me a perception.
Okay.
Because you're, concentrating on the situation.
Well, this is also one of those things that she's
Very good at.
good at.
With a 24, you can hear dripping of water far in the distance.
Okay.
So as you were like, oh wow, I wonder if anything heard that. I hear drip, drip, drip. So there's not like a water supply, but you could definitely the telltale signs of some sort of at least a big enough area that there's some water dripping and collecting and such.
Alright.
With the blood, sloshing off from that, does the altar look any different?
It doesn't give off the eerie feeling that that Banthor immediately had picked up, that you after a while recognized. It doesn't give off that feeling anymore,
Okay.
but it is still, you could tell that it's still, not a holy place. It's
Right.
still,
It's still desecrated.
still desecrated in some way. but not to the point where it's giving off an eerie, evil feeling.
Right.
And the name is no longer etched in there. You washed most of the blood away,
Okay.
just with that one vial. It
Well,
was quite a it was quite a shocking experience in a way. As you poured out the vial, and it just seemed like it was just rushing out when it hit the blood, and the blood just immediately became liquid and washed off most of the ulcer.
am I able
And
to
bubbles
collect?
bubbles on the ground as it is eaten away by the holy water. Go ahead.
Oh, did it eat all the blood, or is there any left of it?
There is some.
Would I be able to, since the vial is now empty, can I get a sample of that in that vial?
Yes, you may.
I'll do that. That's something to study. So yeah, she's
Just
got
put a vial of altar blood.
all right. Gotcha. I'll put it in my notes, and then I'll add a custom item on my sheet
Gotcha.
later.
All right. Y'all have a 3 proficiency right now.
Yes, plus 3 proficiency.
Okay, so that means y'all could have 3 potions in your potion bag that you
Okay.
can get to with a bonus action.
Oh,
Oh, I need to move something.
Yeah, sorry about that. That's
I didn't
only
know that was a thing.
yeah proficiency. You know, those that are there you can grab with a bonus action. Anything else is going to take an action to get to.
nice. Okay. I'll jot that down.
Now you could have a second pouch, but it would still take an action to get those out of those pouches and such. So you might want to, say bonus pouch or bonus action pouch or potion pouch. That's going to be the one that you can use your bonus action to get those out of. And if you just wanted another pouch to hold your other potions or other things that so you can collect them all together, that's fine. It just wouldn't work the same way. Any other things? We are getting close to 11 here, almost on it.
Has Banthor finished his
Oh, yes, detect magic. Okay. So after some time, Banthor, 10 minutes, is able to do his detect magic ritual. Banthor, looking at the altar, you can tell that there was a large necrotic energy that was on it and has now been washed away. That being said, it still is tainted with necrotic energy, but it is only slightly. You can see that the vial of blood that Ashura has collected has a necrotic energy about it as well. Even though it's been a long time since this place has been a consecrated chapel, there still is a slight lingering radiant energy that perpetuates in the rock that the chapel has been built of. So there was strong magic that was used in the construction of this temple. Possibly one of the reasons why it still stands and is remaining. Outside of that, there is no other magical, except for what is being carried on your fellow companions. There's nothing else here.
Okay.
I'm going to speak to Ashra and say there's still some radiant energy left from however many years it's been when this place was whole. But yeah, the stench of necrosis is strong, including what you hold there. That is not going in the tree. Are we clear?
Bristol.
Yeah, I'm deadpan serious, looking at Ashra like, okay.
Yeah, she never intends to take this. Like, this is probably not even going back to the grove. She's gonna, she'll even. I don't even plan on taking this. I just want to study this while we're here. Whatever or whoever's blood this is, that's probably the reason why this happened. And it may or may not be the one who's doing this. This undead.
Know your enemy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, as long as it stays here.
Yes.
While I've got detect magic, who has that belt that we found?
Oh, Ashra still has the belt.
Do I detect anything from the belt?
Yes. It has an enchantment and necrotic energy. It is cursed like all the other items.
Okay.
All right. Say to Ashra, probably goes without saying, don't put that belt on.
I wasn't planning on it, but
Good.
thanks.
Make sure the others know too.
When we head back to our temporary base, I'll put it with the rest.
Necra is standing patiently.
With rocks.
Well, yeah, planning on basically kicking the pile of rocks down to see what makes twigs, but since a few of them have already fell, don't know.
If this is all around this main area, I guess we'll move to where Necra is. Follow.
Nothing would make me happier than to get out of here.
Mm-hmm. And the detect magic will last for 10 minutes.
Okay.
Come across anything else while we're moving along.
Got it.
Now I'll signal once I see the stairs here. I'll signal Kellum that we found something.
Kellum will come over.
How many times can you use the dancing lights, Kellum?
It's a cantrip.
It's an innate cantrip.
Okay, sweet. Thank you.
I will send one of the lights down the stairs.
Okay.
I'll recall the one from my skull lantern as well. Ooh, that gave me an idea. Kellum had plenty of time to do all this, right? While they were in there doing their detect magic and everything. Yeah, Kellum has put in his backpack a femur bone that's in good shape and a skull that's in good shape for later.
All right. You write that down?
Yep, I'm writing it down now.
All right. Sounds good.
Got ideas. All right. Anything down the stairway?
So you send the light. Did I delete it? Oh, no, here it is. Okay. You send the light down the stairwell. Give me a second to look at. And you see a long corridor that looks man-made. Steps going down about 20 feet or so into the ground, and then headed pretty much towards the cliff face there. And that's all you can see from your vantage and such.
Okay.
This is weird.
All right.
Yeah.
So we try to head down.
Perhaps we should return to our base camp and drop off some of the things we've collected here. And before we're going in there, this could be a massive underground complex.
True. Yes. Should probably go back and rest ourselves.
Certainly.
All right, we do that.
All right. You take the things that you've collected, the weapons and the belt. Did you want to basically go light, as in leaving all of your other items and such? Going light will help you with athletics and stealth, depending on the situation, and may give you advantages. Not like to roll advantage, but give you a better DC on dealing with certain situations. That being said, you wouldn't have any of the snippy tools and stuff that you might otherwise have and such. So going light for a warrior means, having up to 3 weapons. And then, for those that don't have, bulky weapons and armor, you can take along more potions with you. So you could double your, you could have like up to 6 potions. The rest of you can only use your bonus pouch for potions because you don't have a backpack or going light. You might need to be more athletic and bounce against other things. That being said, you couldn't really do that with a bunch of potions on you and such. But since Ashra, you don't need to have a bunch of weapons. You can take more potions with you. And Banthor, because of your nature of being kind of a trained healer and such, you can take more potions with you. But you can only really take like one main weapon and your shield, being that you're not like a trained fighter.
What about those bracers that we got?
Yeah, the bracers, that's fine.
yeah, I'd go light them. Fine with leaving a short bow and other stuff at our camp.
If you know others want to go light, Asha will keep her pack with her. That way we have the rope, torches, things like that we need in case we need them.
No.
Yeah, Skeleton's keeping his pack too.
Gotcha. And that's fine.
Besides, we may have to get out of here in a hurry, so.
And we may find ourselves, like, down here for a while. So, Kellum is moving everything that's not necessary, like all the stuff they've gathered here, off into the camp stash, and carrying, like Ashura was doing, carrying rope. Kellum still has his bedroll and rations with him, tinderbox, those kinds of things.
Okay.
But
Keep in the
pretty much-
backpack.
yeah, emptied it down to just the survival items, so that I could put loot in there, but I'm also lighter than I was with all the loot we've gathered so far.
Okay. All right. You send the lights out in front of you and notice a well-made corridor, stones placed on the floor, beams placed in the wall and ceilings. It has withstood the test of time well and has not decayed and crumbled. You feel safe walking through here, even though you're in a unexplored underground cavern corridor. Give me a second and I will place you on the map.
Okay. However, time check.
Yeah. I see that. Oh, it's not. Oh, well. Okay. That's not one. Alrighty. That button. Get off of that button. Why? Okay. Interesting. Alright, sorry. Talking to myself. Alrighty. I'm not certain if the Fog of War did what I was wanting it to do.
Yeah, I see nothing.
You see
Can
nothing?
you tell us, what corner are we in?
You are on the bottom left hand-ish. No?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm getting nothing.
Alright. That's why. Okay. That any better?
There we go. Yep. I can see at least
Okay.
now.
Banthor, you should be able to see. Ashura, what's your vision? 120?
Yes, 120.
Oh, I think I did that wrong. Alright, everybody's vision should be set. Come again?
Just. Okay. There.
Should I be seeing out to 120 as well? with dark vision?
You should. I think the spacing on this map is silly for some reason.
Yeah, the spacing is doing 2.5 feet per square instead of 5. But even so, yeah. I'm only seeing about 5 foot out, technically. No, about 20 foot out instead of 120.
If it becomes a real big issue, I'll make sure that it's cleared up and such. The room you're in is a circular room, well-built stones that seems to have been a small area for caskets to be prepared and such. On the, we'll call it the northern wall, a hole has been blasted away, and you see a natural tunnel leading out of that into the darkness. Did y'all take a short rest earlier with your characters?
At the end of the last session, yes.
Okay, cool.
I believe we took a short rest.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. So can you see past my ping here?
Nope.
No.
No.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Is that a wall there?
No, that's where the hole in the wall is. Give me a second. I think I understand now. With the, there we go.
There we go. Yeah. Now I see that there's a entrance into the wall there with a little winding path. As I walk around, I can see it change.
Yeah.
And there's something happening over here. Although I think that's maybe outside of bounds by accident.
Yeah, you might be getting a little bit of that too. So.
Yeah, your line of sight walls didn't connect entirely at that one spot or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have the same issue in the Fantasy Grounds.
Yeah, there might be a glitch or two with this map. I don't know why. The spacing didn't work out right and the lighting was all goofy, so my apologies on that. So in the distance, you can hear water dripping as you get closer to that entrance there. You can hear water in the distance dripping. In Benthor, you get an uneasy feeling as from the corridor that's ahead of you. And with that, if there are no other questions or comments or needs from the peanut gallery.
Hey.
There's a pile of stones at the bottom of the stairwell. Necra, you almost slip and fall, but you at the last moment, you you stop yourself.
I just like wave my hand and move them out of the way.
There you go.
Just pebbles.
Let me calculate your XP real quick.
All right. EXP.
That did something wrong.
While you're calculating that real quick, we're going to go say goodbye to stream. We'll be back this Saturday. I think Germ and Necker, you guys are good to go for Fallout Saturday?
As far as
yeah,
I know.
What's the date on that?
Saturday the
20th.
20th.
All right. Thank you.
So we'll be back here for Fallout on the 20th. The next session of Into the Unknown will be on the 28th, unless things change.
Should be good.
Yeah, and then X4 tomorrow for the non-RPG, tabletop RPG gaming streams. So until next time, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.